It's the Bro Show. It's Lucas and Jacob.
It's so cold out today.
The Midwest girlies out there get it. Isn't it actually... Oh, wait. What's the temperature?
Like negative something.
-4 at 11:30 a.m. It's -4. Like, girl, we weren't made for this.
When I was driving to your house, I understood those people. Do you remember seeing a bunch of these? Even nowadays, probably. People would take a photo of the thermostat and just be like, oh my gosh. Like when I was driving to your house,
yeah.
For some reason, for like a second, I had such a temptation to take a photo of my vehicle dashboard because it said -2 and just post it somewhere. And I guess the reason why I'd want to post it is just to be like, guys, what?
That would be a good Insta story moment. Start getting engagement there. Say, y'all, what's going on? And then do a poll like, what temperature is it where you are? Get interaction from the fans, build a community, build up those numbers.
Be like an AI social media person.
Yeah. No, but it actually is crazy. I haven't even gone outside today, so I don't even know why I'm complaining, but like just knowing it's cold out there hurts me, you know?
Yeah, I just feel like we need to find a way to stop it, guys. Maybe global climate change.
I know, we did do more global warming. Please. Please. I remember I was like kind of excited for global warming because I saw this graph that showed Nebraska was going to be like beachfront property if like shit really went down. And I was like, wait, so if I own land in Nebraska, like I'll be the new Bill Gates?
But wouldn't that actually be like the end of the world? Because wouldn't people like probably like I don't even know if you'd own that property at that point because I feel like there'd be like a war and people would be like, you bought this land, but this is the only land left. So.
Yeah, you know, if you did own land and if only if Nebraska somehow was the only state still around and it was just ocean around it, yeah, the billionaires would say like, unfortunately, we own this and we probably all get killed off and they would move here.
Yeah, so it would be like cool, but
I was excited for a moment. This was years ago. I remember I just looked at a graph and I was like, oh my God, we're going to live by the beach?
Let's go to the beach each. Let's go to away.
They say what they gonna say. Nebraska will be the new Florida.
Where can we go where we can just like, it sounds actually fun doing this because I saw someone doing this yesterday and I was like, I wish I could do that. They would just end up parking lot filled with snow and just driving so fast. An empty parking lot. Like, so I'm not really a reckless person, but when I saw that, I was like, I wish I could do that. But I don't want to get a ticket / go to jail, but it just sounds fun, just driving through the snow and slipping. But there's no danger because it's like I'm not going to hit anyone. The only person in danger is myself.
That would be fun. People even do that without snow because whenever you go to a giant parking lot, have you noticed there's always skid marks all around that thing?
Yeah, people doing
love
donuts.
Just whipping it.
So how do you do a donut? You press on the gas and then you go really fast, then you press the brake and just like turn the steering wheel one way really fast and then it does a donut?
Yeah. I mean, I've been in cars where like that was always the go-to activity in high school in small town Midwest was let's whip around and do some cookies or whip around in the gravel roads. Did no one do that where you lived in the Midwest but not small town Midwest? So was that a thing for these city kids?
I feel like 100%, like you said, any parking lot, just a big parking lot, a school parking lot, there's always a bunch of donuts and stuff, so I wasn't partaking in the activities, but...
Did you ever even hear anyone say, like, let's do cookies?
I feel like I just wasn't a part of that group.
I wouldn't think that I would be associated with those people, but I found myself around them. I was in the back seat, we were doing cookies.
I mean...
I always thought, like, it's so funny going back to my mindset back then, because I remember hearing the word cookies and thinking it was so cool. Because then, like, we're going to do cookies in the parking lot.
I remember you telling me that you kind of, like, ruined your first car because you'd always, like, go on gravel and, like, what would you do?
Me and like my friend in high school, we'd just go on the gravel roads and like we'd slam the brakes so hard. Like these were on rural country roads, so like nobody was coming.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically somebody could come and we would have killed someone, but we just were like, oh, no one's on these roads, so let's just like we just drive and then just slam the brake, release, turn so fast. And I remember one time, we did that in my car, and then the steering wheel was all effed up. And I think I just told Dad because Dad was just like the handyman, you know? So I was like, I don't know what happened. Like the steering is bad. And then he fixed it. What a good dad.
I'm glad you might as well have a fun time, you know? Especially if you're not in these gravel roads.
Yeah, it's just fun, so I understand. But do you saw videos of people doing this in parking lots, or how did this
Oh no,
come up?
I literally just like I saw it yesterday.
You saw people doing this in an empty parking lot?
Yeah, and like there was so much snow and it looked so fun.
Oh.
I should have walked over and said, "Yeah, can I go in the back seat?"
Can I come in? Just like a bunch of 15-year-olds. Well, we're actually doing a little advice episode today.
Yeah, this like I feel like I haven't done this in years.
Yeah, we definitely have done this on the pod before.
I think we've probably both done videos like this on our channels. I feel like since I haven't done it in a while, it sounds so funny saying advice. It's more just like hearing what's happening in some of your guys' lives and just like giving our opinions. I wouldn't really say it's like actually advice because I don't even think I'm good at giving advice, but I do want to hear about it and kind of just like spit.
I don't know. That would be that is laughable that people sent in advice things to me and you when I just earlier said I was excited for global warming.
Yeah, I mean,
like
doesn't the president of the U.S. not believe in global warming? So
that's true. That's just the way the world's going. But yeah, it's not going to really, like you said, it's just going to be kind of us commenting on your problems and probably not solving them. But we kind of just want to hear the tea from your lives and what's going wrong. You know, we want to hear about what's going wrong in all of your guys' lives now. So then we can just all like look at it.
Yeah, examine it.
Yeah,
and also like I get it because I love the idea of being anonymous. Like everyone's anonymous. And like if I saw it's out on a Google form. If I saw a Google form where it said like, just you need advice on anything, I'd be like, I don't know if I need advice on anything, but like I'm gonna just say everything and see what they say.
Oh yeah, just fine. Airing out your drama anonymously.
We actually had to call the police on like 10 different people because we're treating it like actual therapy. Like if you threaten to kill yourself or others, we're calling the police, and 10 people threatened to kill themselves or others.
So those people are now in prison.
Yeah.
They called the police on them. But I think I've already said this a million times, but this is my little moment where I can say I used to have an advice page on MySpace when I was 13.
Oh, and you used it to promote your videos, right?
Yeah, I wish I knew exactly how many friends I got to, but I'd always do these, I do mutual promotions with other pages, and it got to the point where I was getting like hundreds of messages a day, and just a little 12-year-old boy, me, I was replying to all these people's problems, helping them.
Where did you get the idea to do an advice page? Like even on MySpace, that was a common thing?
No, it actually wasn't. Most people had like the layout pages where like they'd have a MySpace profile that was a bunch of layouts that you would like copy and paste and use for your layout on your MySpace. But I think maybe I saw one other person do an advice page or something, but I think I was just nosy and wanted to know these people's problems. But actually, after having that advice page, it kind of made me realize all the problems were the same. It was always, I like this person, but they don't like me back. Like that's what it was at that time. We actually didn't really get any advice like that though. So the audience has changed. People aren't worrying about crushes anymore. Maybe it's because we aren't 12.
When I think about advice, I feel like it always surrounds like one of three things, like a romantic relationship,
Career, self-esteem.
Because that's what life is.
That's all life is. So let's get to solving people's problems.
Well, first we have a few, we added a few multiple choice into this Google form.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, we sent out a Google form on the YouTube community post on our podcast. In case you missed out, that's where stuff like this goes down.
Oh yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So we asked a few questions because I kind of wanted to know, like, are we all the same? Are we all different? I want to know how this works.
Yeah, before we get to solving your guys' problems, we have to know where you stand on a few issues.
Okay, so we got about 1,000 responses. So
hey!
So we're gonna so this is 1,000 different people's opinions.
It went viral.
I know. My last joke just went viral. Soprano. Okay. Do you like mayo? Mayo means mayonnaise. Be honest. And it was a yes or a no. 73.5% said yes. 26.5% said no. This honestly makes me have hope for humanity. Sometimes I think like I'm getting scared that we're entering more and more each day into a world where people are getting brainwashed by the internet to think things are bad, good, or whatever else. A bunch of people say, mayo this, mayo that. But I'm so glad that the majority said yes, because it makes me believe that people are not letting the internet brainwash them.
Now, that honestly warms my heart, knowing that the majority F's with mayo. I mean, we'll have to hold space for the people who don't F with it, but, you know, like we're more on the side of the people who do F with it.
Okay, wait. By a second. Are people using holding space seriously? Because on my YouTube recommended, there was a video like holding space, but it didn't even mention the Ariana Grande thing. It was just like holding space is now a thing that people are legitimately using, not even as a joke. Really.
But I feel like I heard that before the Ariana Grande thing. People just say like, let me hold space for that.
Okay, because I probably did, but that just like made it in the forefront of my mind, and I was like, wait, so holding space is like actually like it's not even a joke. It's actually I mean, it's always been a term, like you said, I guess, but
like imagine someone around you is just in a bad, stressed out mood because they're so stressed out about work. It'd be like, I'm gonna be with them and hold space for that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, so it's just letting someone go through the motions.
Yeah, so it's like these people who don't like mayo, like I will hold space for them. But for me, when I picture holding space, it's kind of like they're in a cage.
Well,
it's like I'm holding space for them, but the space is right above a big thing of boiling water and I'm going to drop it.
For me, I'm not holding space for the people that said no because it's like I don't understand it, but it's like I think it should be freedom of condiments. I don't need to hold space for you because it's freedom of the condiments.
I guess I should just be thinking more mayo for me, you know? Yeah. But it also makes me mad. Why do I want to control them?
But this would be the real question. If we ask this, do you like aioli? Be honest. It would be 99% yes.
It's the same fucking thing.
Oh my God! This is why I have everyone. Joking. But okay, I've always had such an obsession. Like, I'm not even joking. It's like my idea of like this is my version of Andy Warhol's. What is it called? Just like what's his type of art called? Pop
art.
Pop art. My version of that, you know how he did the Campbell's thing?
Yeah.
My version of that is when you go to Jimmy John's and they have those big jugs. I don't even know where you get these. I haven't seen them at Sam's Club or Costco of Hellman's mayonnaise. That's my version of Pop Out. I actually want to show you a photo.
Oh my God, I need to see this. We need to insert it for everyone.
Jimmy John's Hellman's mayo, which I actually never get Hellman's. I never eat Hellman's mayo, but except at Jimmy John's, I guess. Okay, that's my version of Andy Warhol's Pop Out. Because it's like, oh my God.
Just imagine, if you're listening to the audio, just imagine a big old jug of mayo.
Do you want to hear an urban legend I once heard about mayo? It's like one of those urban legends that's probably fake. So, there was this couple. I heard this in high school. There was this couple. They wanted to have sex, but they didn't have lube. So, they used mayonnaise as lube, I guess.
I mean, I guess that happened once somewhere.
Apparently, the person got maggots in their vagina. This is just one of those urban legends, but I wonder if that ever actually happened.
They didn't like wash it out after? I guess that might be complicated. Like, how do you wash out a vagina?
There is a way.
Just put like a hose up there?
I'm not sure.
You maggots?
That's just an urban legend, though.
I feel like that has to have happened once.
That's true.
Maggots up the vag.
Okay, now the next question. Do you listen/watch the podcast because you're forced, or do you listen/watch because you enjoy it? 85% said, I love it. 15% said forced to, in parentheses, held hostage.
How many said that?
15%.
Okay, so 15% of these listeners are being held hostage to listen. Poor people.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to do anything to help them because they're driving up the views 15%. So if someone's being held hostage and it's giving views to this podcast, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I guess I'm glad that we know that now.
It'd probably be worth it for them to be kidnapped if they're listening to this podcast.
Oh, yeah, because honestly,
obviously their kidnapper has good taste.
This isn't the most, like, it's not like there's so many edits, like a TV show, but I'm not going to say, like, this is like, it is something to listen to. So
Yeah.
I feel like I don't really feel bad for you if I'm being completely honest.
Oh my gosh, shout out to the kidnapped listeners.
Is it okay that DJ Khaled doesn't eat vagina? By the way, how would you spell DJ Khaled? Because I made this Google form and I didn't know how to spell Khaled. How would you spell that?
Let me see the spelling bee moment. Khalid.
Okay. I thought it was ID too, but it's ED.
What?
Khaled.
I thought I was one of his top fans.
ED.
Oh.
Erectile dysfunction. Okay, on to the ad. Okay, so do you you can't get it up?
Wait, should we actually just go into an ad right now about investing?
Oh, let's do it.
Okay. They say money can't buy you happiness. That might be true, but money can sure make you feel a lot of other things, like stressed, guilty, and overwhelmed. That's because when you're not in control of your money can control you. Is that right, girls?
Hey!
Let's get our bands up together and stop stressing about all this.
This episode is sponsored by Acorns. We've worked with them before.
You've all heard us talk about Acorns.
Acorns is a financial wellness app that helps you take control of your money with simple tools that make it easy to start saving and investing for your future. You don't need to be an expert. Acorns will recommend a diversified portfolio that matches you and your money goals. You don't need to be rich. Acorns lets you get started with the spare money you've got right now, even if all you've got is spare change.
It doesn't take a bunch of time. You can create your Acorns account and start investing in just 5 minutes. You don't have to feel like financial wellness is an impossible goal. Acorns gives you small, simple steps to get you and your money on track. Basically, Acorns does the hard part so you can give your money a chance to grow. Let's grow it. Jacob and I both invest our money, and it's just good to put it away so it can work for you. And Acorns makes that such a super easy process. Ready to take control of your money? Sign up now and join the over 13 million all-time customers who have already saved and invested over $22 billion with Acorns. Head to acorns.com/LucasJacob or download the Acorns app to get started.
Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Tier 1 compensation provided. Investing involves risk. Acorn Advisors LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Very important disclosures at acorns.com/LucasJacob.
All right, thanks for listening to the investing ad. So back to DJ Khaled, pussy eating.
Okay. I think they're going to make us delete this episode.
I know, I feel bad for Acorns because they're like, okay, let me listen to the ad to make sure they hit all the talking points. And then they listen to the next 5 seconds and they're like, ew.
Because if I saw the podcast, The Bro Show, I wouldn't picture what's happening right now. I would picture these two frat people. Okay, anyway, it's okay that DJ Khaled doesn't eat vagina. Now this is a pretty, this proves that we are pretty similar, guys. 81% said no. Okay. 19% though did say yes, it is okay that he doesn't eat.
And I understand
vagina.
where they're coming from, but they don't know the whole picture. If he was just, you know what, I don't like oral sex and I don't expect it from my partner, then it's all good. But I don't know the exact ins and outs, but I know for a fact he isn't eating vagina, but he expects girls to be blowing it up like a balloon animal.
Yeah.
You know, he's I feel like it's out of laziness.
Yeah, I just wish I could somehow persuade the people that said yes to say no. The people that said the people that said yes, it is okay. I want them to say no.
Oh,
it isn't okay.
same. We're not holding space for them.
Oh yeah, it's I will still listen to wow that's I'll still listen to that, but I will have in the back of my mind, I can't believe he said that.
I know.
I can't believe he said that.
We actually had a funny realization about DJ Khaled this past weekend. Our father follows him on Instagram, which we both found. We were both confused by that.
I was like, okay, what? But then I went to his page and I forgot that he's just he's like a meme account kind of. For example, there was a video of him jumping in the ocean, and it's like, I didn't watch it, but I'm assuming it's him jumping in the ocean with a champagne bottle saying, "Live it up!" And he's shirtless, and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so cool that he's like a big guy and like being so free, and he's in Miami or whatever, and like popping bottles and with these hot women." Oh my gosh, what?
I want to know what photo or reel made our dad follow.
I feel like it was just him jumping in the ocean with a champagne bottle.
Yeah, or him jet skiing saying, "Y'all, like, let's have fun and drink Miami, J-Lo!" Like that type of, I feel like our dad was like, okay, follow.
Yeah, I mean, he is a hoot. You have to give him that. Another one.
I was actually thinking, I was trying to come up with like, what's his catchphrase?
Another one.
But it's also, it's real music.
Oh, wait, is that him?
Who is that?
I think it might be him.
It's real music.
Another one. It would be interesting if someone created a non-biased article. This has already been done, but a non-biased article about whether or not he actually does produce the music. Because all of his haters say, okay, he doesn't even produce the music. Like, he doesn't do anything. But then people say, maybe he doesn't produce it, but he gets all these stars aligned to do this music. So what I want to know is, does he actually not produce the music, or does he?
I just feel like it's interesting, that whole conversation, because it's funny how sometimes somebody can say, yeah, I have no talent and I don't do anything, and people love it. Like, for example, Rick Rubin. He's this big music producer, and he says, I don't know how to do music. I don't really understand anything. But he said, like, I'm a producer. Like, people hire me because I have such good taste. So he works with people who know how to do music and tells them what to do because he has such good taste. And people think he's such a genius. But then DJ Khaled is kind of doing the same thing. He just has the taste of picking the songs and picking the stars, but everyone rips him to shreds. It just, isn't that funny how the exact same thing is viewed so differently just based on the person?
But I do have to say, I think it's part of the marketing. From what I've seen of Rick Rubin, he markets himself as like I don't know if he's done this purposefully. Well, kind of from his books and stuff. A creative genius, was DJ Khaled markets himself, like I was saying, on his Instagram page as a jokester. So I feel like
a jet skier.
Yeah, so for example, if you did do that producing method that Rick Rubin does, and maybe DJ Khaled does, and you do it more like, oh, I'm actually like do it more and like, oh, I really care about it, then people would respect you maybe. But then if you do it more in a jokester way, people might, because like you said, maybe they are doing the same thing. Like DJ Khaled might just be aligning people and being like, I like how this sounds, I like how this sounds, I don't like how this sounds, take it out. So that is such an interesting take. I didn't think about that.
I know, it's just funny.
But I remember I did see a Reddit post a while back, because I don't think a lot of people know that. And like people are like, what? I didn't know that. That Rick Rubin doesn't like he does produce the music, but he doesn't know how to like play the instruments. Is that how that works?
I guess technically producing isn't like being an instrument player person. It's just like putting it all together.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I guess people were surprised that he didn't know how to play it or something.
Oh yeah.
Okay, the last question. Do you think most people are good or evil? Well, this is when it gets really deep.
So it's sort of like a wicked question, because I think they asked Ariana and Cynthia that in the lie detector test.
Oh, I didn't even realize that, but I think this actually is like, this is really wicked. What do people say? Wicked, like...
Affied? Wicked, a core?
I don't know. Like, people say this one thing where, like, it means, like, it's so... Oh, coded.
Oh, wicked coded.
Yeah. No, this was the closest one, guys. So this is, like, the presidential election. The presidential election was pretty close, and this one is pretty close. Do you think most people are good or evil? 59.9%. Let's round it up to 60%. Said good. 40.1%. Let's round it down to 40%. Said evil.
Okay, so people are a little bit head to head on this one.
Yeah. I honestly, let me think. Right now, I think most people are good. But I do think it's easy for people to be turned evil because other people that got turned evil turned those people evil.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because remember, people get kind of mad when you say people are mostly good, because then they get all mad and say, you little effing you live in a bubble. You live in a stupid bubble because the Holocaust happened. Like, these horrible things have happened in humanity's history. Humans have done like disgusting things consistently.
And
like,
it's honestly kind of crazy to even say that humans are good, because like hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people have died from the most horrific type
there's
shit
wars
that
going
humans
on.
have created.
Wars are going on right now, killing all these people. Like it's like and it's just always happening, like throughout humanity. But like you said, I do think people are innately good, but very easily swayed by fear.
Oh, and then it's like that book. It's either fear or love. And when you choose fear, you end up being scared of things, which actually could lead to you becoming a really evil person.
I think that's what causes, all the destruction and everything. Because if you think of all these infants, I don't think any infants are fearful and hateful. Like, they're always full of love, I feel like, in the beginning. And then they're shaped, like, throughout their life to maybe be a little bit more hateful or loving. Like, I just feel like as humans, like, we start out loving, I would guess. But it makes sense when we have some fear in us because, like, back in the olden days, like, we would have to protect our tribe and stuff. But I feel like that can easily be manipulated to do, like, these catastrophic wars and stuff.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, like, okay, so if everyone's innately good, but then I realized this. Someone could be shaped from even the smallest thing. For example, everyone around you is positive vibes. But then you're at a cafe once, and you see someone be mean to the barista, and they get what they want. And you're, let's say, 6 years old. Then you kind of think, and then subconsciously, you're not even thinking it. You realize, oh, wait, if I'm mean to others, like, I get what I want. So then, for example, just that one small experience maybe could turn someone into a more evil-minded person. So I feel like it's not even that deep, you could say. Like, just small experiences could be so impactful.
Yeah, I agree.
But, I mean, I guess we'll never know, like the Doechii song. I mean, we'll never know. We said all this stuff, but who knows? Like, we don't know if it's actually the truth.
I remember there was some person who was, like, all in the media, like, a year ago, and they were saying that humans don't even have free will.
Oh, yeah.
And that creeped me out because I guess he actually was saying, like you were saying, like, these people, like, we all grow up and we don't have a choice about the environment we grow up in, and especially when we're so young. So then it's like, do we really have free will now when we were just shaped by all these things? We didn't have free will to pick those circumstances, no matter what they were, good or bad. But, like, you think you're living free will, but really it's you don't control a single effing thing. But I don't really believe that because I know I have free will because, oh my God, let me slap my face. I just did it. You know what I mean? But I think it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of
it's more like
but I kind of feel like that's a clickbait thing, saying we don't have free will. It's like, it's not even what you're talking about.
Okay, so
because we all view free will in a different way than that person views it, I feel like.
It's kind of like this is what he's kind of describing, I think. I go to Chipotle and I get steak simply because this is how I don't have free will. 40 minutes earlier, I heard someone say, okay, you seem like you're iron deficient. You need to have steak. So then is that what this Harvard person is saying? Like, I don't have free will because I literally got brainwashed. Like, I'm not brainwashed, but I, like, got persuaded by someone that easily.
Well, I think they were also saying, like, you don't have control over all these chemicals going through your body and brain. So if you're full of cortisol and stuff, and I don't know what other chemicals, you're going to be all anxious and shit, and maybe that'll influence all your decisions. Like, there's all this stuff that goes into our activity and behavior that, like, we don't really take into account. Oh yeah, it's like the thing about it, just from this little conversation, I feel like there is, like, a little bit of truth to that, 100%. Like, but like you said, I view free will in a way different sense than what this person does. Yeah, I view, like, free will as, like, what you were saying. Like, when I drove to your house today, like, I was driving safely. Like, I didn't want to drive fast. So I didn't. Yeah. And also I feel like that can sort of lead to a mindset of never doing anything because you say, I don't have any control over it anyway. It's all rigged against me. But I feel like even if you have the most horrible upbringing in life, like, I feel like there's always hope for you to switch it around and become a billionaire boss bitch. But I actually feel like there's always a way for it to happen. So, like, you can't just... I feel like a lot of people would use that to be victims and, like, they'd want to never do anything because they would say, I would exercise, but my free will isn't letting me. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, because when we first started talking about free will, I thought about if I actually didn't have free will, and every morning I just laid in my bed, and then somehow this force that I wasn't in control of, like, brought me up and made me make breakfast. Like, I was just picturing it in this other way, and then, like, this force would also, like, okay, today you're gonna go to the gym, and then another day, today you're not, let's shower. Like, it'd be so weird if, like, it actually was just like a code. Yeah, you had no choice at all. Yeah. So
I don't know. That shit's just interesting to think about.
Are those all the survey questions though?
Yeah, I kind of want to bring that, do that again. Put in the email us or put in the comments other questions that we should do a multiple choice about because I kind of like realizing like, do we all have the same views or do we not? And like these are the views that I think are important personally.
For sure. Those questions needed to be asked.
Like some of them people could say like, oh, that's a really good question, like the good or evil. But even with the DJ Khaled one, like you can say there's no depth. But I feel like there's a lot of depth to the people that said it is okay.
I think I know everything about a person from how they answered that.
Yeah. Okay, both of us went to the bathroom and now we're ready. I feel like if we were actually therapists, wouldn't we go to the bathroom before each client so we don't get interrupted by our bodily things and like it kind of ruins our
Imagine if you were paying $200 an hour for a therapist and they had to go pee the whole time and that's why they aren't giving it their all.
I know, it would be so annoying. So I'm glad that we're taking it seriously. It's not like for shits and gigs, you know?
I just remember that when I first went to my first ever therapist when I was like 24 in LA, she actually told me the first meeting. She said, by the way, I have to say this legally. I haven't passed this one test yet. I'm not kidding. She actually said that. I remember thinking, wait, what's the test? And she's like, so I guess it's like, she's like, it's like she was saying like, it's not that big of a deal, but like, I haven't done it yet. But I just have to let you know that. Then I remember just kind of thinking like, I think it's okay though. And I went to her for like a year, but like.
But she like did go to like schooling. It just
I think she just hadn't fully crossed the finish line yet. It'd be like having a lawyer and they're like, I haven't passed the bar yet, but like it's fine, right?
so now, I guess with that, wouldn't that be illegal? But,
I don't really get. It was something where she said like, just so you know, like I haven't done this yet, and I have to legally tell you that.
So now, in retrospect, I guess we don't even know what the test is called, but do you think her not being able to pass that test do you think this therapy was really good or like helpful or no?
Not as helpful. She was sort of a therapist where she just kind of listened. So basically, I could have just been journaling. But I think that's all therapists kind of. But then I remember I had a therapist like after that who like really gave like it was more like action oriented. And she actually told me after like 3 months, she said, "Yeah, you're good." She was like, "There's no point of you to keep coming." And like I feel like the other therapist who I went to originally might have just had me keep going for the rest of my life. And she'd just be a soundboard that.
Oh yeah, I feel like some people like that though. Like
there's different types, you know.
Yeah, I feel like I'd want someone to like say like, okay, this is a practice they do in Hungary, and like you write a bunch of stuff and you figure out this. You know?
Yeah, I feel like
sounds
stuff
kind of
like
fun doing something like that.
That's what I like too.
It feels like you actually are gonna like realize like, okay, so why do I keep eating mayonnaise sandwiches at 3 a.m.?
Oh, you know? Yeah, no, and it seems like they're actually trying to get you better, whereas the other therapists maybe, I don't know if this, I'm not claiming anything, but maybe like they want to keep you bad so you keep going. No, I'm kidding. I don't think they do, but like it is funny how like for their business model, you getting like healthier, I guess. I guess everyone could use a therapist even if you're super mentally healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
But like you maybe getting to the point where you don't want therapy anymore would be bad for their business. It's not a weird thing. Like their job is to help you, but then if they help you, they won't get paid, and they need to put food on their table. Like it's kind of a weird paradox.
Yeah, because I guess especially for a therapist that like relies on reoccurring clients.
Yeah.
Okay, but anyways, we're gonna be the type of therapist we're gonna like tell you guys what to do.
Yeah, we're gonna try to control your whole life.
So do you want to go say yours first or what?
Oh, you can go.
Okay, so this is the first one that I wrote down, and I do have to admit, it does kind of sound like a reach one, like a little bit of a lie, but let's just start with one that might be a lie. And
I love those.
Whoever wrote this, sorry if it isn't a lie. Maybe I'm being too harsh.
I know when I was looking through them too, I saw a lot where I was like, are you lying? Because it's like, I slept with my dad's best friend and I had a threesome with my boyfriend's brother and stuff. And it's like, I'm sure that stuff does happen, but it kind of feels like it might just, they're trying to be outrageous to get on the exclusive podcast.
Outrageous. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay, I'm just going to read the whole thing. Hey, bros, I'm so glad you're offering free advice because my sister and I, 22 and 21, really need some. And I think this falls under your area of expertise. This is probably going to sound like a joke, but it's literally all true. So it's not a lie.
Okay.
So a while back, the two of us were planning on going to do something a little bit dangerous, not disclosing exactly what. She doesn't want to say what they were going to do, but
Okay, I'm just
something
going to
dangerous.
assume it's buying Coke and doing it.
And our mom caught wind of it. She insisted that we not go, and my sister agreed on one condition, that our mom this is like sounds so dumb, but maybe it's true. The condition was for them not to do this dangerous activity, their mom said, was that their mom pays for them to get a BBL. Both of them.
Wait.
So the mom agreed to this. So then they didn't do the dangerous plans. Now it's years later, and the mom kind of isn't gonna, like, she isn't paying for the BBL, and they've mentioned it to her, and she kind of says, like, let's see what they said. They said, this is what the mom said. I never said when I'd pay for the BBL. But, so let's just take it out like it's totally truthful. Like, I feel like this is a weird situation because, like you said, with, like, okay, let's just say they were going to buy Coke. It's
But
like,
I feel like now that I heard the whole story, that's definitely not what it was. Right?
do you think it was something? Yeah, I
I'm
feel like
assuming-
it's something, like,
was it-
maybe it's like, let's move to this random place and just try to see what happens.
Or I thought maybe it
you
was
don't
like,
know.
let's get illegal butt injections. And the mom was like, I'll let you get actual surgery. But then wouldn't they just say that? Why wouldn't it's throwing me off how they aren't disclosing it.
I feel like it must just be like something to do with drugs or
yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what the illegal activity would be. Becoming a drug dealer? I
But
don't
now
know.
the mom isn't paying for it.
Because she said, I never said when. And they also said my sister's college graduation is coming up in a few months, and she'd obviously love to stunt her new ass and snatch waist. Like, what are they gonna do? So I feel like this is weird because your mom said that she would just pay for the BBLs because she didn't want you to do the dangerous activity. And they joke saying, should we take legal action? I feel like if this is true, you would just, I think your mom isn't ever going to pay for the BBL.
Yeah, I feel like if you want to get it going, you could tell her, okay, well, that deal's off then. Like, it kind of feels like they were under a contract, like they have to, like whatever this dangerous thing is, they should bring it up again and say, well, we're going to do it then because this is all off. You made up this whole paying for the BBL thing. And then maybe the mom will become more serious and say, okay, I'll actually have a deadline. I just am kind of confused by the whole thing because it's like, how does the mom know they're not doing whatever this thing is? Like, I just feel like I just am only focusing on whatever this activity is that they.
Okay, well, let's just name a bunch of illegal stuff. Like,
but whatever it is, like, how does their mom know they're not doing it to keep up her end of the bargain?
Well, I guess they just like trusting and like.
Yeah, I like you said, the mom's never going to pay for the BBL.
Yeah.
So it's time to just accept that. And if this went to Judge Judy, Judy would laugh in your face and say, girl, your mom isn't paying for your plastic surgery. That isn't her responsibility. And she would hit the paddle thing and it would be over.
Because
she wouldn't reward them anything.
I feel like this is parenting 101. Like, don't you feel like this is an extreme situation, but don't you feel like it's honestly so, like, it's such a thing when you're little, your parents to be like, if you stop screaming when we're at the grocery store, you'll get a blizzard on the way home. A Dairy Queen blizzard. And they never get you the blizzard. And you could say that's so bad, but it's also just like, they did what they had to do, you know?
Yeah. Like maybe whatever this dangerous activity was you're going to do, you could have been dead now and you aren't because of your mom's fake promise to get you a BBL. So you should be thankful.
Yeah. And honestly, so I'm pretty sure they were both going to get BBLs. Like, unless like your mom like has big pockets, that'd be a lot of money. Like that'd be like taking out a loan type shit. I don't know. How much is like a BBL in the US? I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna say 15,000.
Yeah, I feel like at least if you want a good one.
Yeah, and if you had a really good one, it might be like 50,000 for two.
Oh yeah.
So I get your mom.
I know she's like, y'all like the economy and stuff. I'm not doing that. Okay, well we solved that one. Okay, next. Okay. So what do y'all think about sending a letter to your ex who's in a relationship just to say thank you for everything they've done? Would you wait until you get a chance, even if that might not ever happen, or what? LOL. Very specific. This is all in parentheses. Very specific. This is my cousin's problem and not my own. It's like, girl, it might be yours. We aren't going to reveal your name.
I know. I love how they had to put that just for like a breath of fresh air, I guess.
I know they were scared we were going to expose them, but like, we know it isn't your cousin. It's you.
Yeah. So with this one, they want to just send a letter that's all good vibes.
I guess they just want to. They
like-
want to know: is it weird to send a letter to your ex thanking them? I feel like that isn't. I feel like I've actually never really done this, but I've actually thought before with like people who I used to be friends with, or I don't know, people who just used to be in your life. You kind of want to just reach out and just say like, "Okay, I know like it was bad, but like it was a good time." Like you kind of just want to send love to them, even though you don't want them in your life anymore.
No, yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, I've never even experienced this, but with like, I'm just thinking about like, just let's say like someone from high school just randomly thought like, oh, they were so funny and stuff, and I don't want to really be friends with them, but I just want to let them know like, oh, like it was so fun, and like I hope you're doing well. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of just like good vibes. But this one, I guess you could say it's like then they might think you want to date them or something, but. But if you aren't trying to like ruin their relationship and it's actually just from like a place of like, oh, I just want to let them know like they actually like, were cool for like, it's like the whole thing of like, what do people say? It's like the whole thing of like, some people would be like, you wasted all that time with this person, but it seems like they're viewing it more in a way of like, oh, it happened and it was cool that it happened.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's a cool way to view stuff.
I guess you have to think about your motive. Like, are you actually doing this because you're hoping it's going to rekindle it and they've already said they don't F with you? Like, are you doing it have they like cut you out of their life and like you're trying to slip back in? Like, it's like you have to think about like, am I doing this for just because I want to express gratitude, or am I hoping like, he'll divorce his wife and get back with me?
Yeah, I feel like that's probably the answer. Just like really actually think about your motive, because maybe, who knows?
Tell me what's your motive.
What's your motive?
Okay, we solved that one too.
Perfect. Okay, the next one. Give me some fun ideas for night shift. Okay, now this one was really long, but I only wrote down a paragraph. So whoever wrote this, I'm sorry, I'm not reading the whole thing, but they wrote down a paragraph.
Too long, not going to read all that.
I did read it, but I'm not concluding it.
Too long, not going to listen to all that.
How can I get my coworkers to turn on each other? Again, because I guess they've done it before. And then they said, it's bound to happen, but I prefer sooner rather than later. FYI, they're all 40 plus. I'm not as old as them, but I look way younger, so they treat me like a stupid kid, which is weird because even then, treat people with respect. Like, I've been nothing but nice from the start. Weirdos. So, and I'm pretty sure the next two paragraphs are saying this, like, that they're gonna turn on each other no matter what, and also, they were just saying, like, I kind of want something to be entertained by because, like...
So this is all during the night shift.
Yeah, the person said they're going to turn on each other anyway, so how do I get it? How do I just get it going? Because it's going to happen anyway. And she said she doesn't really, like, this person doesn't really want to be raveled up in it, though. But she
that's
probably
the only
would
problem.
be, though.
Like, I'm just picturing these people on these reality shows who try to get people to turn on each other. Like, you're just going to be in the middle, and they're both, like, I feel like it could backfire, and they'll both turn on you, and it'll bring them closer.
Yeah.
But my actual advice to make the night shift more entertaining, just from my TikTok algorithm, people who work the night shift are really big on TikTok. So you should start doing TikTok dances. Like, there's this people who you wouldn't expect to be friends, like this like 50-year-old woman and like a 23-year-old guy. They both worked at like a grocery store overnight, it looked like. And they just do full-on skits in the grocery store. Like, it's them like lip syncing to Grease, but like it isn't a half-assed thing. Like, she's fully being Sandy, he's fully being the guy, and like they're committing hardcore. So I think maybe pursuing a TikTok career is what I would recommend. Like, you could even, like show them and even maybe talk about their drama. Like, you could say like, do you guys want to talk about your drama on TikTok? I just feel like maybe this is more of a get your bands up moment.
I just feel like with the whole how do I like get my coworkers to turn on each other? Like you said, I kind of feel like that would end badly for you if you actually were the orchestrator. Well, I just feel like you would actually become the most villainous person in the scenario. And also you're the youngest, so you're kind of the outcast, you made it sound like.
Yeah.
So I feel like that might not be a good idea.
If you're okay with quitting your job right after and you just want to see them fight one last time, then do it. But if you're going to be there, if you're planning on being there longer, then I feel like it's going to all turn on you.
But maybe this is one of those people where they view life as a joke. So they actually think it's fun. Like,
maybe they would even maybe this is the thing, like maybe they would find it entertaining if they turned on them. They said they just want to be entertained at work. Like, maybe it'd be entertaining going into drama every day and everyone hates you. So maybe they're okay with them turning on them.
Oh, yeah, so a good way for people to turn on you is to just bring the most stinky food every night, I guess, and be, and then slurp the noodles so loudly. That's a good way.
Oh yeah, if you actually want to get them turn on each other, you just talk to each of them individually and just say like, bring up little annoyances about the other one, and then see like start getting them talking shit, and then once they talk shit, bring it to the other person. Yeah,
That's a really good idea.
I know. Have fun on the night shift. I'm just thinking of that guy at the gas station night shift, the TikToker, and he'd always dance to Lady Gaga songs and stuff. And he also made it such a vibe.
I wonder what it's like working the gas station night shift, because a supermarket night shift, I would be like, okay. A gas station night shift, I feel like that could get a little bit spooky at times, because the gas station, everyone goes unless you have an electric car. So a bunch of people, especially if you walk by one on the interstate, that could get a little bit spooky.
I know that would be scary, like the 4 a.m. crowd.
After this, I want to go on YouTube and type in gas station night shift story times.
Oh yeah, that would be good to get into that
Yeah.
algorithm. Okay, next. Hello, bros. Longtime listener and viewer here. I would legitimately love financial advice from the two of you. How do you plan for retirement, investments, and taxes as creatives who have variable incomes from multiple sources? Do you have a business manager, or do you do it all yourselves? I have a regular person job, so I know what I make every month pretty much to the penny. But I'm interested in how it works for you, since your situation is so different than mine. I'm 30, but I look a lot younger. I'm just kidding. I said that because of your person said that, right? I said, I'm 30. Why? I'm 30. So I probably am showing my age with this question, but I think that listeners would be interested. Thank you. Love you, bros. Okay, so we had a brandle for Acorns, so obviously our advice would be use that. But so what do we do? First of all, do we do it ourselves? Since I worked in the entertainment industry, from a young age, I had a business manager, kind of like an accountant. So I still work with the same one from when I was younger. But you do it all DIY.
Have you ever had Parmesan with your accountant?
No, why?
Oh, because Kendrick Lamar says that in a song.
What's he say?
I think it's in Humble. Parmesan with my accountant. Now I'm counting it.
No.
You never had Parmesan with him?
I think whenever we meet, there's no food.
Oh, I need to get Parmesan next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically just keep track of all the expenses for like my videos and stuff, and then I do it myself.
Yeah,
But
you invest a bunch of money too.
Yeah, but I wanna
A bunch.
I feel like and then for retirement I invest money. I probably should get like, what was that?
It sounded like the ceiling was going to crack. But don't you not actually have an actual retirement? You don't have a retirement account. You just have an investment account, right? But
I do have like I have a IRA.
Oh.
But I don't have like an actual retirement account right now. But I should get one.
Oh, yeah. So with my situation, since I've been working with an accountant since I was a teenager, like luckily, like thank God I was working with him though, because I wouldn't have known what to do. Like he actually told me, he was like, oh yeah, like let's like put a lot of this towards investments and like start a retirement, and like thank God for him. I would have never even thought to put anything in investments, because I was always so with money for me, like it always just scares me. Like I'm always scared, like it's all gonna go away. Like, oh my gosh, like that type of vibe, having a scarcity mindset.
Oh yeah, I feel like I'm kind of the same way. Like it must have been the way we were raised, because I've never been like the type of person where it's like, oh, I'm just gonna spend everything. I've always kind of been more of like a saver.
Oh yeah.
Frugal, not like so frugal, but more frugal than some people.
Yeah, and I remember, oh my God, I just realized that I just connected the dots that this is all inspired by Kelly Clarkson for me. So when I was like 16, I remember seeing Kelly Clarkson, and she said, yeah, like I'm very happy that I saved my money and stuff because I never have to do anything I don't want to do because I just didn't like blow it all. So that was always my vibe when I started acting and stuff. I was like, I don't want to I want to make sure I just thought that was cool that how she viewed it. So I remember I told my accountant, like, I want to make sure like I don't like it all just like I always would be good and stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, it's like, why wouldn't it blow it all? Like, just help me do that.
Oh yeah, because you don't want to just like, yeah.
So
have $0.
he like started all these investments, and yeah, I think it's all still in there. Maybe he took it all. I'm kidding. No, but he sort of jump started that, because back then I didn't really even want to think about finances because it just scared me. But now as I've gotten older, like I like actually know about what's going on with it, and Yeah, I'm just like more, educated financially. But I feel like there was many years where like I was kind of just lazy with it and didn't want to learn anything about it because it seemed scary.
Oh yeah, because it does kind of seem scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically I don't like invest in specific stocks. I just do like index funds or whatever.
Yeah, same. I don't invest in like any specific thing unless it's just for fun on my Robinhood, like what we did on our podcast.
Yeah. Okay, so are we on to mine now?
Yep.
Okay. This one is, hi, I am currently a nursing student. Oh, this one. I thought we could just call our mom and see what she has any advice.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay,
We have a nurse as a mother.
They're currently a nursing student and they're in a lot of stress due to school. Any advice on how to cope with stress? I know your mom is a nurse, so maybe she can give me advice. So how do they cope with stress is what this person's wondering.
Well, let's call her up.
Yeah, I don't have my phone though. It's upstairs.
Okay, I'll see if she answers.
Hello?
Oh, hey, I'm doing an advice episode on the podcast and somebody had a question for you about their life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, let me turn off my show I'm watching while I'm riding the elliptical. Okay, tell me.
Oh my gosh, she's on the elliptical and she's still going to give them advice. Okay, so they're in nurse school?
Yeah, and they're just in a lot of stress.
Yeah, they're in nurse school and they're in a lot of stress already. And they're just wondering, like, how did you cope with your nursing school stress and just the stress of being a nurse? Wait, when you were in nursing school, didn't you already have like 3 kids?
2 kids and 1 on the way, but I went jogging.
That was your stress reliever?
That was totally my stress reliever, and I practiced all my like essay questions and everything.
While you're
I go over
jogging?
all my notes while I was jogging. Yep.
Oh my, how did you go over your notes? Like you brought a notebook with you or is this all in your head?
I mean, in my head. Yeah.
Oh, so you just an activity. And that's such a good activity too, because it also helps like your mental health, your
Yeah,
physical health, and
yeah.
you're also studying.
Exactly. And in the winter, I rode a bike in the basement. So, yep.
Okay, so you got through it all with exercise.
Wait, it's funny how we're calling you right now and you're technically using the same method right now.
Yeah, are you using the elliptical right now to de-stress?
That's right. Yep.
Oh my
wow,
gosh, well
we got the answers.
That's some good, simple, actionable advice. Thank you.
I know.
All right, well, thank you.
Okay, love you.
Love you,
Love
bye.
you. Oh my gosh, that's advice that would actually be on like one of those like really serious advice podcasts.
I know, it's so funny because when you asked that question, I was kind of thinking she might just be like, oh, just relax and stuff, but she actually gave like something to do, jog. And that she always has said that jogging is like her time where she just can escape her 8 billion kids and pets and distress.
Yeah, she said that before. I've like meditated before, and sometimes I've thought like when days that I go on runs, I don't need to meditate because like if you're not doing anything on these runs, it's just a meditation.
Oh yeah.
Even just exercising, if you're not like doing anything, it's like kind of a meditation type thing.
I always listen to like podcasts and stuff when I work out, but I never have done just the silent thinking method. Like she even had all of her notes in her head. Like,
I know that's like multitasking to like the highest degree.
so there you go. Start running without any distractions, and that'll be your studying session.
Yeah, I mean that's the advice the nurse gave. So
Okay.
it might not work for everyone, but
Your mileage may vary. Let's get to the next one. Hi, Lucas and Jacob. I love you so much. Thank
you.
We love you too. My question is, I am a bisexual woman.
okay,
But
what does that mean?
First of all, we're against that.
What does that mean?
But suddenly, I'm questioning my sexuality again after using this label for so long. I'm like confused. Even though I like both men and women, somehow I'm like, am I straight? Am I gay? The clear answer is you're bi, girl. But then, why am I even questioning in the first place? And then she had that emoji like grabbing its chin, wondering,
Oh.
how do I know my true sexuality? Hard to navigate in a heteronormative world. Well, my immediate advice would be I guess they really want to get to the bottom like of their sexuality, but it's sort of like you should think about like why do you even want to get to the bottom of it?
Oh no, that's what I was actually thinking. I was thinking the same thing. Like you want an answer, but I'm not even trying to be funny. There might not be an answer. It could actually be ever changing, or maybe it's not ever changing, but it could even just be as simple as like maybe putting a label on yourself kind of hindered yourself.
Yeah, it seems like you're like they are struggling under the label. They're thinking like, wait, but am I straight? Am I gay? It's like, it sort of seems like all these labels are just, they aren't even helping you. So what's the point of them? You should just start thinking like, wait, why don't I just be fluid and like be in like the moment and whatever. Like you don't have to think, oh, I'm bisexual, so I should like this person, or I don't like this person, so am I actually gay, or am I straight because I'm not attracted to this person? Like, maybe just drop all of that and just be like, you know what? Like, there might be stages in your life where you're more like straight leaning, gay, bi, like, who cares? Like, you don't have to label it.
Oh, yeah. It's even just as simple as this. Like, for example, I'm a guy, I'm a man, but it's not like, it's not so serious. Like, you know how, like, if you really were thinking about it in a serious way, I would be at JCPenney and I would see this blouse in the women's section and I would be like, wait, I can't get it because if I get it, I have to come out as trans to everyone. Wait, but then if I shop in the man's, I'm a man. But then but this is how, like, with gender, for example, it's like if I get the women's blouse, that doesn't mean I'm transitioning to a woman. That just means I like the women's blouse. So I guess that's an example of like me, like. I'm assuming a bunch of people do this. Like, it's with gender, like, it's not that serious.
Oh, like, I don't even really think about gender. I'm never like, oh, yeah, I'm a man, so this is the music I like, or this is like, I know there's people who are like that and they like living in like their, whatever their label is. But yeah, for me, it's the same way. Like, I don't view anything as meaning anything. And like, if I want to, like, I don't really care, you know?
Oh, yeah. I kind of feel like this could be an example, but like, maybe it's not, of taking everything too seriously. Like,
yeah,
for example,
it's like, who cares what your label is?
Yeah, if someone came out, it's like, I'm so straight, and then one day they're like, but this, let's just say it's a female, they're like, maybe I like women though. It's like, I feel like it doesn't need to be this whole thing of, oh my gosh, now I need to come out to everyone and everything. I feel like it could just be as simple as just dibble dabble in it and see what happens. It doesn't need to be like a whole, like, I'm changing my whole life.
Yeah, and if you actually like feel compelled, like I want to tell the people in my life that I'm like a lesbian, I'll tell them. But like, there's no pressure. Like I think people like, yeah, they think there's all this pressure, like, oh crap, like this is horrible that this is happening because now I have to do all these things. I have to like change my whole personality, but it's like, just keep doing you, you know?
Yeah.
Just do you, and yeah.
Yeah, that was... I hope like...
I think we solved their whole problem with sexuality.
Maybe we helped them. Maybe we just made it more stressful. I don't know.
I know, we might have, because if they're now, they're just
like,
what?
For me, that would work, but everyone's different. Everyone has different brain.
Well, I think some people thrive under labels, I feel like. And there's people who don't, like they don't want to be put in a box.
Yeah, I feel like for me, like I realized, like I just hate boxes. But some people fuck with that shit hard.
Yeah,
so
same with me. It's just like, oh yeah, like there's nothing to really be stressed out about. Like I feel like I guess it's stressing them out for whatever reason. Like, am I straight? Am I bi? Am I gay? Like I want to figure it out, but it's like it's sort of like trying to figure out like your passion. Like it's never like it's not really an end.
Oh yeah,
it's something that you just like Miley Cyrus said. It's about the climb. It isn't about you're not going to get to this destination where everything's figured out with what you want to do with your life, with your personality, with your sexuality. Like it's always just ever evolving, and all you can do is like just enjoy the process.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like this is such a common thing with everyone's life. Like, for example, I make YouTube videos. Yeah, and then we have this podcast. So I could say, like, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a podcaster. But then, like, let's just say one day I'm like, okay, but I wanna like start like writing something. But I'm like, that doesn't really like fit into what I'm doing. But it's like, I feel like that's what is weird about life is that like I feel like I don't know why, but I actually understand what people mean when they say I feel like you're like conditioned to think that you're only one thing, but you're actually so multifaceted and nuanced. Like just for me, just like from my experience, it's not as simple. Like I feel like everyone's so nuanced, and you might think you're not, but you are.
Oh, yeah, and it also just goes back to overthinking. I feel like so many times people just overthink everything. When it's just like, just recognize that you're overthinking and be like, who cares? Like, I feel like you can overthink yourself to make anything stressful, actually. Like, say you actually have the best idea for something, and then you're like, oh my God, this sounds so fun to do. But then if you keep overthinking it, you talk yourself out of literally anything.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you'd meet the love of your life and you want to get married, but then if you think about it enough over a long enough period of time, you'll think yourself out of it. I feel like thinking, just don't think.
That's what that
actually is like,
true.
Don't think.
But that theory is true that people say sometimes that the answer is right in front of you. So for example, let's say like we were like, let's just say that this thing. For some let's say both of us are like, we so badly want to go to Kansas City this weekend. Let's just say it's a 5-hour drive. We both like, it sounds so fun. It sounds so fun. And then we were like, let's think about it for a day. And then we're like, but it's this. But it's like, if you guys wanted to do it, you might as well just do it. I feel like the answer actually is at the forefront. But I feel like sometimes it is true that you should just actually not even think about it and do it.
And there's actually been like a viral TikTok book. I read it. I think it's literally just called Don't Overthink or something, but it went viral on TikTok Shop and it's all literally just about not thinking. But it's like obviously use your brain, but it was just saying like this useless anxiety ridden thinking. Like so much of our thinking is that. Like it isn't helping anything. It's just overthinking everything and making everything stressful. Like that's why you have a social anxiety because you're overthinking every little thing when it's like just be in the moment and just do. Like of course you're always thinking. I know like you have like 1,000 thoughts every hour or whatever the statistic is, but like I'm talking about like the deliberate like overthinking. Like
oh yeah, so like for example, like planning a podcast episode, that's cool. But then let's just use this example. You have lunch with friends tomorrow, and for some reason, literally 16 hours before, you're like, I haven't seen them in a while. What are we going to talk about?
And then that spirals into an overthinking thing.
Yeah, that's an example of I don't even think that's productive at all.
Yeah.
Because it's like you should just go there and maybe you actually won't have anything to talk about, but chances are you will have something to talk about because humans are so interesting.
Yeah, but going at just one thought of saying like, I haven't seen them in a while. Will it be weird? That could spiral into like hours of like overthinking. And then you're like, wait, I don't even want to be with them.
It, and then what if like something cool would have happened at that lunch?
know. Don't think.
Oh my gosh, I love this.
Stop thinking and just do whatever we fucking say.
I know! Okay, this is such a funny one. I wrote down this isn't funny, I'm just laughing. The reason why I think it's funny is because some of these are like serious ones, and I'm like, I don't know if we even know the answers to this, but I wrote it down.
Let's just give our unexperienced advice.
We aren't even doctors or anything, but let's just give advice.
I'm a doctor.
Lately, I've been having tummy troubles. Any advice on what meals are easy on the digestive system? Love y'all. Thanks.
This is the problem of our times, tummy problems.
Okay, like, so many people have said what you said. Like, I feel like we live in this world where stomach problems are such a thing, and I forgot what I saw. It was a few months ago where like I saw like such a funny joke about it. Of like it was someone saying like, I don't know. It's just like I feel like this is such a thing though.
And everyone has IBS or they're constipated or they're not getting enough fiber or like their bowel movements aren't going right. Like everyone's bowels are just messed up nowadays.
I guess literally I talked about it a few weeks ago, saying I travel and I'm constipated. What?
So they just always have stomach issues.
Yeah, and they want to know if there's any meals that are easy to digest.
That's the thing, but I feel like I don't know how this works for everyone, but I remember like for me, like when I first started drinking coffee or like, I remember when I'd have like really healthy meals when I was like 20 that were like just big salads or like all these grains and stuff. I remember I felt so gross after, but like then I just adjusted to it. So with my body, I feel like my body, this isn't even good advice for them, but my body adjusts to any diet. So like let's say I only have fast food every day. I know I would just feel normal after a week. The same if I only eat healthy food. Like maybe I'd feel sick in the beginning, but then I just get over it. Like I feel like my body just adjusts. So that's just me bragging now and like saying I don't have the problem they have.
I think, yeah, like so if I try different diets, which I don't really do, I think I'm kind of just like all over the place in a certain sense. I feel like I am like you where my like my like bowel movement schedule is gonna change, but for the most part it won't like affect my life so deeply.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I guess like for the best digestive meals, like I just eat oatmeal for breakfast. I love that shit. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I always have like
to be honest, I don't really know if
smoothies.
that, like it has fiber in it, so I'm assuming it helps you digest. We don't really have answers, it turns out. But
Yeah, honestly, I don't really have stomach issues. So if anyone else has stomach issues, leave a comment below and maybe this person will see it. Because I
do have one piece of advice. Don't eat, even though I do this sometimes, don't eat a restaurant burger. There's been like a handful of times in my life I eat a restaurant burger. I have to go on ammonium or whatever that shit is, the diarrhea medicine.
Wait,
like,
you actually have gotten sick from those
like
a
literally
lot.
like 2 or 3 times that this has happened. So I kind of feel like sometimes these places, like their beef just does shit. So like, don't do that. Don't do this.
No, just stop.
Yeah.
Wait, it's already an hour and 10 minutes into the podcast. Do we have to maybe do a part 2?
Yeah, I don't know. What should we do?
I think you might have to continue this therapy session next week.
Okay.
All right. Well, if we didn't get to your question, don't worry. Hold on for another week and we'll help you solve your whole life.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. Bye, guys.
Bye.